Hi, I'm Samantha Graf Benmore with the Graf Group Toronto. I recently had a conversation with another experienced realtor. And during that conversation, we started discussing some broader industry statistics that really made me think. 90% of agents did less than 4 transactions in 2025. 54% did zero. That's not an okay sign. And before I go any further, this is not meant to put down newer agents or those trying to build their business. Every experienced realtor started somewhere and continues to learn. In fact, one thing I would encourage newer agents to do is never be afraid to call on a senior agent for guidance and support. If you do not know, ask. Most experienced professionals would much rather help guide a transaction than watch someone struggle in silence and potentially put a client or a deal at risk. Because when you hire a realtor, especially during a major life transition like a divorce, downsizing, estate sales, or combining two families, you are not simply hiring someone to put a sign on a lot. You are hiring someone to manage complexity. And what many experienced agents are finding right now is that we are often going into transactions assuming we may need to carry a heavier portion of the process. Not because others are unwilling, but because experience levels can vary greatly from one transaction to the next. That can mean more communication, more problem solving, more responsibility, and more pressure on the outcome. This is where the conversation about hiring a relative or a friend versus an experienced, arm's length professional becomes very real. It's not about loyalty, it is about clarity, protection, and results. When emotions are already high, you need objectivity. When decisions carry financial and legal weight, you need experience. When timelines matter, you need someone who knows how to move things forward without unnecessary back and forth. Over the past year and a half, Cheryl and my business has been 100% repeat and referral business. That speaks to trust. It also speaks to the value of having professionals in place who understand how to navigate not just the transaction, but the dynamics around it. And yes, the workload today is heavier than ever. I do strength training 3 times a week, but the truth is, the real strength that Cheryl and I bring is not physical. It is knowledge, it is experience, it is judgment built over decades. Cheryl is approaching 45 years in this business. I am just over my 30 mark. And in those decades, we have navigated everything from 21% interest rates. Okay, that was Cheryl only. To the 2008 market crash, to SARS, to 9/11, to COVID, and okay, now this uncomfortable market, shall we say. We have seen uncertainty before, we have guided clients through it before, and we understand how to move forward when the path is not always clear. We may be small in stature, but make no mistake, we are strong and even stronger together. And that strength often translates into smoother transactions, clearer communication, and yes, even fewer calls to your lawyer because we know how to handle what we can before things actually escalate. At the end of the day, this is about more than a sale. It is about choosing the right people around you during moments that matter most. because the right guidance does not just change the transaction, it changes the entire experience. For our colleagues in the legal and financial space, you already carry so much of the weight for your clients. Having an experienced, steady real estate team alongside you can help reduce the friction, streamline communication, and often keep matters from escalating unnecessarily. If you would like to collaborate on a file or simply talk through a scenario, we are always available. Reach out to us and we will see you next time on another Beyond the Sale.